Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Energy Quick Chat where we rub minds with stakeholders and players in the energy markets. Namibia is quickly emerging as a significant player in the global oil and gas industry. With the discovery of substantial hydrocarbon reserves, the sector has drawn significant interest from international investors and energy companies. Namibia Oil and Gas Conference, scheduled to take place in Windhoek from August 20 to 22, will serve as a platform to connect local and global investors, develop partnerships, and drive deals within the oil and gas sector. I have joining me Jason Kasuto, the chairman of the Economic Association of Namibia and one of the local organizers of the Namibia Oil and Gas Conference. Jason, it's good to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Right. Now, let's dive into it. There's been a lot of focus on Namibia of late, and it's been interesting. Now, tell us about your role as the chairperson of EAN, your role in the Namibia Oil and Gas Conference.
The Economic Association of Namibia's mandate is really to be able to cut the gap or bridge the gap between private sector, government, and civil society in as far as being a think tank around economic development issues, and that touches a lot on industry. So we are there to advocate sometimes on behalf of all stakeholders as a think tank on what the best possible routes can be in realizing economic development for our country, and the oil and gas sector being nascent in the sense that we've been exploring in our waters for many years, but the projected discoveries or those discoveries have only been recent. So for us, it's the opportunity to ensure that we have a conversation and a platform to bridge the gap between our private sector, international oil companies, fellow Pan-African companies in the oil and gas sector to come together and meet the mandate of the Economic Association of Namibia.
That's very interesting. Now, why are conferences like the NOGC so important for the oil and gas sector and the economy?
They're extremely important. They allow, firstly, for locally a dialogue to take place, a dialogue that is able to map out key expectations. What are the expectations of our international stakeholders or our international oil companies? What are the expectations that we can deliver on as domestically, right? What can we achieve? What can we not achieve? That needs to be talked about. And then also, what are the lessons that we can learn from our Pan-African sister countries like Nigeria, Ghana, and many others? So we believe that there are best practices. There's an opportunity for learning. Of course, Namibia has always been a late start. We got our independence in 1990, so we came quite late, but that allowed us to learn from the pitfalls experienced in other nations. And that's why it's very important for us to also be sharing with our brothers and sisters from West Africa.
Right. Yes. When I looked at that program, I was in awe of the robust plan that was in that program. I saw the synergy within the East African region, the West African region, and also for the Southern African region. That was really robust. Now, looking at all of this, what investment opportunities are most prevalent in Namibia's oil and gas sector for foreign investors?
So I think we need to look at it in the two phases. Currently, we are still in exploration, and that should be for the next 5 years, if not 6 years, but possibly 5 years. And then after that, we hopefully would be discovering our first oil or producing or going into production. During this phase, this is the phase where there's a lot of local content opportunity. Now, I think that investors really primarily would have opportunities in the infrastructure space, especially the infrastructure space that would be able to support the oil and gas industry. And also to be able to see, I think more especially Pan-African collaborations, especially in this phase, to capacitate local businesses who are committed, who have got some level of capacity that is good to be able to just get a further kick from a Pan-African collaboration. I see that as really the opportunity during this phase. Obviously, the IOCs are raising their own funding and capital outside. That requires deeper pockets. But I would say that local content partnerships are very crucial, and those are the opportunities during this phase.
Right, right. That's interesting to note. Now, how will the conference facilitate that the partnerships we are likely to see between local and international investors at the conference?
Absolutely. So we encourage people locally and internationally to register. Currently, we have got over 600. Our limit is 700 delegates, right? So we may become oversubscribed. So once they've registered, they will receive an app. And that app is there to arrange B2B meetings, to make it more seamless to arrange B2B meetings. But the program would be able to guide in terms of the panel, the speakers that will be there. It's really up to the delegate to really take the opportunity, ensure that they arrange the meetings that they need to arrange, ensure that, they make the connections they need to make as an EAN. And remember, we are hosting in partnership with the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board, who sit in the office of the presidency and whose task it is to ensure that there is B2B collaboration between investors locally and internationally. So this whole platform is steered towards ensuring that we create that environment.
Right. Now, having said all of that, what specific policies is Namibia implementing to attract foreign direct investment in the oil and gas sector? And how do you recap all of this? And looking at the outlook as well, how do you bring all of this into play?
Absolutely. So currently, Namibia is at an advanced stage of concluding its local content policy. I think this will be able to give both local and international investors a clear picture of what the country's expectations are in as far as local content along the value chain. It's very important for us. I think the other thing is Namibia, through entities like the Investment Promotion Board, we're creating and will continue to create an environment of stability. For our 34 years of independence, we've had extremely good stability, which has made us, to an extent, quite an attractive destination. We're currently completing the investment bill. However, that does not steer us away from attracting the necessary FDI. It's a stable environment and it should be very attractive for international investors.
Right. And Namibia, I like the fact that Namibia has focused a lot on local content, and that's really impressive. And I thank you so much for giving us all of this package and making us see how this conference will shape the future of the Namibia oil and gas sector and local content development as well. Thank you so much, Jason Kasuto, the chairman of the Economic Association of Namibia. Thank you for speaking with us on Energy Quick Chat.
Thanks for having me.
That's it on today's Energy Quick Chat. Thank you everyone for taking time to watch. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to see more videos like this, and follow Frontier Africa Reports across all our social media platforms. I am Justina Okechukwu. Bye for now.